Hello and welcome to another Passivlife video. This is an SEV news update for the end of May 2023. And there has been a bit of news recently. First up is Lightyear, and we are beginning to see the first stirrings of life again in this company. There have been a couple of articles, at least in the German-speaking press, about the restart of this company. One about a month ago, which has quotes from Lex Herfsluth, the CEO and co-founder of Lightyear, talking about the restructuring of the company. I'll leave links to the articles down below. They're in German, but you can translate them with Google. But more recently, there was an article in Automobilwoche, which is another German website, which is talking about the new structure and has a small discussion with Bernd Martens, who is now leading the Lightyear team to produce the Lightyear 2. If you go to the Lightyear website and then go to the news section, there's a recent blog about the Earth Day 2023. But what I'm more interested in is the one from the 21st of April, which says this week we appointed Bernd Welten as our new Chief Financial Officer and Floris van der Klashorst as Chief Transformation Officer. Prior to joining Lightyear, Welten held CFO positions at Avantium NV, Centriert Pharmaceuticals, Kiadis Pharma and DSM. So he's basically a large industry man, and he also held positions at Volkswagen Group and Renault, as well as Nokia. So basically these are very strategic employments. They're looking to get financing for the Lightyear 2, and these two appointments are very much focused on getting that funding. Bernd Martens himself has actually stepped down from the position of COO and is now a member of the supervisory board, but is continuing to push it in the background. So I am now eagerly watching this space and seeing what happens with the Lightyear 2. They already have over 40,000 people registered on the wait list. So presumably the next move will be to launch a crowdfunding campaign to get actual reservations for the Lightyear 2, which is probably going to be very popular in Europe, especially now that Sono Motors is no longer there to be competition for the Lightyear 2, which would have been its direct competitor, and Sono Motors was ahead of Lightyear 2 on this score. So now all of those people that did have reservations for the Sono project are now free to invest in the Lightyear 2, which could of course be a great boost for the Lightyear 2 as it kicks off towards its development and production. The big question for me is just how far along is the Lightyear 2? Obviously it is heavily based on the Lightyear 0, which was actually production ready but never actually completed any of the production models, so it could actually be much closer to production than we think it is. What we do know is that a lot of their research costs will be vastly reduced because they're using the research from the Lightyear 0 and Lightyear 1 to put directly into the Lightyear 2, so a lot of the funding that would have been used for research can now go directly into Lightyear 2. But all in all, I think it's great news that we're now seeing the Lightyear company spring back to life, and I'm very interested to see what happens in the coming weeks and months. Moving on to Aptera. At time of recording now, there are only 904 spots left on the accelerator list, and we are at $15.49 million raised so far. Most of that still from prior investors, who seem to have contributed somewhere around 60% of that funding, but a considerable amount still from new investors. What Aptera did post recently on the 24th on Twitter were photos of the AGV deliveries. These are presumably the robots from Red Viking. I'm not too familiar with Red Viking's robots, but I think these are actually the transporter robots themselves, not control units that were speculated by some people in the chat. I mean, they're very large, they're taking up one pallet each by the look, so I'm assuming that these are the actual robots. These are going to be used for carrying the Apteras through the production line as a kind of automated conveyor belt. It's very good to see that they're purchasing all these things. Now, obviously, a lot of this tooling and production equipment is very expensive, and that massively increases the burn rate for Aptera. But once they have them, and then the burn rate goes down again. Once they have all the production facility parts they need, that burn rate goes down, and then you just have the fixed costs of things like rent for the production facility itself and staffing costs. And if you compare Aptera's staffing costs to someone like Sono Motors, it's somewhere in the region of 10 to 20% of the cost that Sono Motors had at the same point. So relatively speaking, they're running a very lean operation, which I think is very wise. Okay, that's it for this video, guys. Let me know what you think these pictures are of in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and for extra content, you can also become a member. That's it, guys. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time.